I don't know what you on, Lucci, but listen, brother, calm
Bro, he's
down,
a
bro.
little staticky. I mean, he's not breaking up or choppy. He's just a little,
You
it's
just
a
sound a little
little
far
bit.
away. That's all. You sound a little far away. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
You
Oh
added a
yeah,
bunch
you
of
good
extra
now.
to
You
it. You just
good,
sound far
man.
away,
That's
Lucci.
All right.
you good. That's perfect now, bro. This nigga him, man.
Yeah, it was my
Oh my
headphones,
god.
man.
Okay, man. This brother Thanos gotta stop, man. This
Yeah, man.
brother.
All right, I'm gonna meet up, man. Y'all gotta
Oh
stop.
shit.
So let me see what the topics are.
I go
Yeah, let's get it.
Cal. I go Cal.
The writers,
Nah, what's
writers and
good?
actors strike. Uh,
Okay,
another year of flops and
Okay.
okay,
the future of Hollywood.
Okay.
okay.
Let's
Dope. Let's
let's go.
shoot. Let's
Cal
Lucci
just
set
pulled
it
up
off,
too.
man. Tell us when you recording, man.
We recording. Go ahead. Let's go. I don't need to
Okay,
record.
cool.
I'm in
Jump.
record bot now. Go ahead.
Alrighty, man. Alrighty. We here, man. Films and things. I believe this is episode 3. Brother Sebastian is not in the building currently.
There's
Part of
4.
my back podcast and all that. Check out his channel. Brother's out of town, you know what I'm saying? But you know, the show must go on, man. So, brother ain't the only film enthusiast in the Discord, man. You know what I'm saying? We a whole movie loving family in here. So got my bro Cal in here, man. Got brother Ty in the building. Bruce,
Yo, yo,
Maine.
yo. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to brothers, man. Yeah, man. So we gonna get into it, man. Films and things, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. This has been a pretty rough year, for Hollywood, man. Really rough year. Like I don't know what's been going on as of late, but it's been kind of rough. Streaming services alike, movie production companies alike, um, films, not grossing its expected budget. You know what I'm saying? It just hasn't really been going too well, man. I think there's only like $1 billion grossing movie so far this year, which isn't really saying much, especially if, man, listen, DreamWorks and Disney and Pixar, them type of production, those are big time, you know what I'm saying, production companies. Like those are no joke. So the fact that they can even, what I'm saying, muster up $1 billion movie this year, is kind of crazy to me, and I at least thought Snow what was the joint? The Little Mermaid joint supposed to do so, but it was a cool 500 mil, you know. It did go over budget, but it was expected to reach 1 billion. It didn't, so that's not really saying much, to be completely honest. So,
Do, I got a question. Do you think that's because of the controversy about the actor in the Little Mermaid, that why it didn't gross like it was supposed to?
nah. I mean, 'cause, I had no problem with Halle. You know what I'm saying? I know some people, 'cause,
You have no problem with Halle, but I'm talking
yeah,
about,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean. Do you
Oh
think
yeah,
that
yeah. I hear
hurt the
Bruce.
movie? Do you think that hurted the movie? What's up, Cal?
It didn't
What you,
necessarily hurt the movie. I would say, it was just a lot to live up to with the first one. The first one was it was animation. This one is live action. Um, and the first one is a lot to live up to, man. So I mean, you had the first one. What made the first one work so well? It was the '90s. It was very kid friendly. Very dope story. Voice acting was great. The scores were great. The music was great. I think for this one, maybe is a little too of the times. The cast switching. The I'm not gonna lie. I did recently see it though. I ain't gonna hold you. I just recently seen it. It wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed it. I was actually surprised that I enjoyed it so much. I ain't gonna hold you. I was actually pretty shocked. The musical scores was great. Halle did a great job with the singing. Her love interest was, saying, Caucasian and all that. But I wasn't shocked about that. And I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of it was kind of questionable. Uh, with the backstory with this man, I ain't gonna lie, it looked like they were colonizing this film. I ain't gonna hold you. It's
Mhm.
kind of odd. Um, I'm like, damn, what's going on with this one? But yeah, it wasn't a bad movie, man. But 500 half, you know what I'm saying? Is not that's not really good if we're talking about like we talking about Disney. That ain't really nothing much if we're talking about Disney. But we're just gonna go through the list of the flop busters for this year, man. We're gonna go through the year of the flops. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go to the reasons why. You know what I'm saying? But we just gonna go through all the flops this year of 2023. Uh, goddamn. So we got Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. That kind of performed fairly poorly. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was a dope movie, very dope movie. But the problem with that is it came out around the same time as Super Mario and John Wick 4. And people don't go to the movie theaters unless it's really a priority, especially since COVID, you know what I'm saying, the pandemic. So this wasn't promoted as heavily as John Wick or Super Mario. So there really was no incentive for it. Plus, Dungeons and Dragons doesn't really have like a newer generation of fans that are like that are anything like, you know what I'm saying, the older generation because Dungeons and Dragons peak is relatively, from whenever it started and it didn't really capture uh this generation's audience like that. So it had to compete with two juggernauts. So that wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? They had a lot to go up against. Then you got Shazam, you know what I'm saying? Fake ass Superman. I never fuck with Cub. That shit did really bad. Um did like 35 to 40 mil opening weekend. First weekend did like a 43% decline. Second week did even worse than that with like 69%. Um, the film grossed like 133 for real, and that is abysmal. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, earned about 9 mil, and that is awful. You know what I'm saying? That's not good at all. Um, I didn't even know this movie came out in theaters, but that Magic Mike sequel came out. That didn't do well either. Apparently, that was supposed to be a joint on HBO Max, but then it got pushed to be released in theaters. That shit ain't do well. The biggest disappointment, the two biggest disappointments was the Indiana Jones joint. That did terrible. And the Flash joint also did pretty bad as well. Them two did really bad. Um, I do see, the resurgence now with the Oppenheimer and Barbie. They did really well, but critically, Barbie wasn't really received all that well, to be completely honest. If you really pay attention to the nuances in the film, outside of being a regular fan of the film, if you don't really care about any of that, then yeah, it was an enjoyable movie. But like, if you really paid attention to it, the overall theme, it wasn't really all that. So, and then like I said, Super Mario is the only $1 billion grossing movie this year. Even Fast and Furious couldn't even hit a bill this year. Like, which is telling. Um, it's kind of telling. I'm not gonna lie. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna open the floor for everybody else, but yeah, that's everything so far. You got Super Mario's one, and then Guardians of the Galaxy did well. That's actually the best Marvel film in a while because Marvel has been doing really really abysmal as well. Then you got Fast X. Cross the Spider Verse did well. That should have grossed $1 billion. I'm actually surprised. Little Mermaid, that's underwhelming. Barbie is kind of underwhelming as well. Ant-Man was abysmal. Transformers was
What's
in
good,
decent.
brothers? What's good? You know, I gotta make my intro, Cujo. My fault. Go ahead.
Are you good? You good? Yeah. What's good, man?
Barbie on its way to 600 M's though. Make sure you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
but Barbie,
if
man.
we're talking about how well these movies are supposed to do, because I know these movies are, there's a certain budget they provide for the film, but it's usually supposed to go a couple hundred mil over that. You know what I'm saying? That's how they gauge success now. So I mean, back in the day, the '90s range, as far as success rate, it used to be, if you were doing 90 to 100 mil, that was amazing. Even 80 to 70, especially if you had like a 20 to 25 million dollar budget. You know what I'm saying? That was really well. $6 million budget, you do 25, 30. That was good too. You know what I'm saying? And if it was like if it became a cult film over time, that's actually not bad. You basically recouped everything. But this is a different era now. We got the streaming services. You know what I'm saying? These movies got to do well streaming as well when they get released, after being in after going to streaming services after like a month and a half or whatever the case. They gotta do well over there. Then you got the ad deals, the brand deals, the the trailers, everything is included. So if you know what I'm saying, like if it's not doing anything over the budget plus some, it's not really eh. And then you got to consider, what I'm saying, Rotten Tomatoes and whatever Ebert is gonna say, like that. All of that takes into account as well. I know people be blinded by, what I'm saying, the critical score instead of the audience score, but the audience score is really what tells a lot of shit. Like that's what really indicates whether these movies are actually as good as people make it seem. Like when you really look at the audience score. But yeah, man, Super Mario is really the only $1 billion grossing movie, man, which is like I said, it's pretty telling. I wasn't, some of these I was expecting to do well over that, but they just didn't. And depending on the budget, like I said, Fast X probably has the biggest budget out of all these films. I think for Fast X, it was like 300, 400 mil. So 700 mil is not all that crazy, you know? But they provide big ass budgets for these films. So that's not really all that great for real, if we're being honest. Even with Guardians of the Galaxy, that's another one. Like, hey, that's a big ass budget for that film, and that shit only did 845. The last $1 billion grossing movie that Marvel did was like Captain Marvel, and that shit was terrible, but it did $1 billion. So I can't really hate, but it was a terrible movie. Um, and only reason that movie did so well is because it was promoted to be a sequel. Like it was in between Endgame and uh,
Cujo, I would say that
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, it only had a $250 million budget,
Oh,
so
okay, yeah,
for it
that's
to pull 850, no, it was,
I,
yeah.
yeah, that's
I
great.
want to know what's Barbie budget was. What's the budget on Barbie?
Let me see what the budget was for that. Um,
I got it right here. It was it says we'll just say 145. It says between 128 and 145. So
Yeah.
if that
Okay.
movie's almost at 600 million
Hell yeah.
right now, it was successful.
yeah, it's a successful movie, but like if like I said, the
Talking
audience
about how
score for
good
the
it is. I talking
film,
about how good it is. We just
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
it being successful.
right. So, um, damn, I mean, yeah. What was I about to say? The reason why a lot of these movies are doing so bad now is, like I said, we dealing with the writers and actors strike at the moment. So even I didn't even know the actors were also going on strike as well. Um, which is funny to me. Fran Drescher, who's the director of the Screen Actors Guild, what I'm saying, the white lady from the nanny and shit with the voice. Um, she basically, what I'm saying, I don't know like what the reason is behind it fully. I guess it's that they're not being paid what they feel like they're worth, or uh whatever they're initially supposed to be worth. It's not really being revealed. So they don't necessarily know as to how much they're recouping from these films. So I guess they feel like they're being fucked over. It is what it is with that. Um, but I'm not mad at this writer's strike, man. These niggas been doing a terrible job like for the last couple of years. So y'all niggas need to go on strike, man.
You
Yeah,
say
y'all brother,
the writers be doing a terrible
yeah,
job.
yeah, yeah. They've been doing terrible, man. Like,
The If the writers on strike, who's writing these movies then? That's are they just writing them, not
No,
putting their best effort in them? Like how does
they're
that work?
already being
Can y'all make it?
released. No, what happens is they sign on to do the film. It's already in production, so I mean, there's nothing they can do once the film is released. So they're on strike for future films and TV shows and that sort of stuff. So that's why there's a lot of delays concerning new seasons for TV shows, things of that nature. But all these films that already came out, they can't go on strike for those because they already came out. They were already in production for that shit. So it's mainly for new films, sequels, whatever the case. So,
Basically,
uh,
ain't nothing new being written right now.
yeah, essentially, and that goes from TV to movies. So even late night talk shows have been affected by this. There ain't been no late night talk shows in like a couple months now, like 3-4 months. So no Colbert, no Conan, none of that for like 3 months now. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them, them comedians, they get a lot of their shit written, and they get a lot of their jokes written, a lot of their segments written. So folks have been going on strike. I really don't care for late night talk shows for real. That shit been asked for a while.
But Cujo, even anything that is in current production right now has been stopped.
Yeah, yeah,
So
all that has been halted as well. Yeah, you're right.
if whatever the movie is wasn't done or in post production prior to the strike, like everything is at a halt right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So yeah, I mean that is abysmal. That's pretty sad. But I'm not shocked. From what I've heard, Disney recently has been doing the worst. They just recently lost 4 million subscribers on Disney Plus. Last year they lost about 400 bill.
Damn.
Um, yeah, yeah, like about actually no 900 mil in losses after major box office disappointment. That's just counting last year, and that's all box office alone. Now stock wise, it's about 200, 300 bill or something like that, and also including the streaming services. They lost like 4 million subscribers within the last year and a half or so. So also the CEO of Disney recently stepped down. The chairman of Marvel also recently stepped down. But yeah, Disney I would say has been hit the worst. Out of all of them, their movies since like last year or so hasn't
What
really been doing all that well.
what are niggas? Well, my bad, Cujo. I don't know if
Now
niggas got
you
a
good?
format or topics they're going through, but what is some shit that niggas is looking forward to seeing? Because I got like two joints. Uh, Actually, I got like three joints that I'm looking forward with
Mm,
high expectation of seeing. I'll say, and I have brought this up early. Well, I'll go to the shit that. Uh, so first, I'll say I want to see what they do with this new Ninja Turtle animated shit
interested? Yeah.
that they got coming out to see how that turns out.
Mhm.
Also the Leo joint. Um,
Oh, I
I
know you're
forgot.
talking about.
Yeah, I forgot what that bitch was called, but about the Native American shit, the Scorsese joint. That shit
Yeah.
looks crazy. And then and man, I shouldn't be excited. I shouldn't be excited about this next joint, but that Exorcist sequel, uh,
Mhm.
and a lot of people, and I've been watching a lot of people's reactions to it, and
Yeah.
we've talked about horror before. Horror is, man, it's so tricky, man. It's probably,
Hardest.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably the hardest genre to satisfy the people. Um, but the Exorcist name alone, um, first of all, them dropping it on October 13th, Friday the 13th was perfect, was beautiful, was a great decision for them to do, and the fact that it's a sequel. I don't know if I've ever seen well, see, it's crazy because the Top Gun was like 30 something years later, but
Right.
Yeah. Damn.
this is 50 years later.
Oh
Um,
shit.
I don't know if I've ever seen a sequel 50 years later from the original. Now, there's been other Exorcist follow ups, like 2, 3, and shit like that, but
Yep.
they're saying that this is for the new generation. This is the follow up to the original. Um, and in the trailer, you know what I'm saying, you see that it's the original demon. It's the same demon from the original
Mhm.
that comes back 50 years later. I thought that was a dope. Instead of trying to, you know what I'm saying, do something new. Like, no, just I like that tidbit as well. So yeah, if niggas ain't seen that, I don't know if niggas is into horror like that, but
I
niggas ain't
definitely.
see that trailer. Yeah, it kind of looks promising. So more than likely it'll be ass, but you never
What's
know.
that movie about the hand?
Are you
That
talking
shit
about
look crazy too.
the
You know what
A24
movie?
joint?
You know what movie wasn't ass? Y'all might not watch it though. I just watched it. I posted it in there earlier. It was on Amazon Prime, and it was an M Night Shyamalan movie. Man, it was called Knock something. It had Batista in it, and
I thought
Knock
that
at the
was the
cabin
I
door.
thought that was the Rock from the back.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that was Batista. To be honest with you,
Okay.
Batista's a real good actor, just like John Cena. Out of all the wrestlers, like them, I don't know who better, but it was a real good movie. I was proud of him and Shyamalan for he be fucking up, but I actually liked that shit. And it was like a thriller. People was dying and shit. The camera angles and shit, but like the camera movements of how they
Uh,
was killing people, kind of cool. So check it out. But I don't really got no movies I'm looking forward to for real. I'm not really a horror person or nothing like that. To be honest with you, I mean maybe the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, that's probably about it. I ain't nothing.
Oh, what
Out.
you do
it's
is
funny. It's
you
funny you
give
mentioned
me his number, you
because
pay it on the phone.
there's been like
It's
two.
1868. Where's the
Bruce, Bruce,
number?
mic up.
Bro,
Mute up.
Yeah, there's like two lesser known films that was doing really
Tell
well.
you don't get my phone number.
This nigga Bruce, yeah,
The Jamaican.
nigga Bruce. Hey, oh, why you always at a Charlotte
Yeah.
Brother always
Prime, bro?
buying marijuana while we recording.
What do
Always,
you use? This regular phone.
always in like
Just regular
Oh,
weed.
all
Island
I
Park.
hear is this
Just
Time, man.
regular weed.
And then he
Tell
never
me
mute
the business phone to use.
killing me, man. Somebody mute this
Oh
nigga, man.
my god.
day.
Oh my god,
Beautiful.
nigga on this.
Yeah. He good.
Come on, same belly, nigga. But yeah, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so where's the number?
The Guy Ritchie joint, The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal, was really well received. And this other film, bro, about I think it was about damn, what's that joint called, man? It recently came out. Where they're on the border or something. They're helping kids get over the border or something like that. That was doing really well, but it wasn't all that promoted well like that because Hollywood is kind of anything concerning child trafficking, things of that nature. Like if it's a film that highlights that for whatever reason, like they just don't want to. They don't even. They
Yeah,
steer clear of that. You know what I'm saying?
they
But it was
blame.
yeah. I forgot what it's called, man. It did pretty well. But yeah, them the type of movies that are doing relatively well now compared to these big budget blockbuster films because they putting a lot into it, man. Like they putting a lot into these films, and that's why I wanted to talk about like the future of Hollywood because now like niggas not even excited for box office like bombs, shit that's supposed
I
to
think.
be
Yeah.
off the roof.
But
Niggas not
Cujo, I think that's
excited.
because they know people gonna be at home watching more now. That's just the time it is. Because I noticed that too yesterday and lately. I'm like the ones that just I don't know of that just be on
Yeah,
these apps be better than the ones that I actually try to go see. Or the ones that I'd be like, I might want to see that, but then I change my mind. I'm like, well, it might not be that good because that's what I'm hearing.
right. I mean, to an extent, I think it's just it depends because people definitely will pop up for certain things, but it got to be something that's worthy of that. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be
Yeah,
something where it's like, is this worth what I'm saying, not waiting a month and a half for it to go on streaming service? I could just watch it right now. Is it really worth the $30 plus the movie food you got to get in there, all that? Is it really worth one of these like Mission Impossible joints or John Wick or Super Mario? them's gonna be the type of people gonna pop out for it because I don't want to wait a month and a half for this. I might as well watch this now. But something like Indiana Jones, bro. There's fans of every generation for a film like that, and for it to come back and they make this nigga take a back seat in his own film for a newer, younger character, and they make this nigga a bumbling idiot and fuck up his legacy for one last movie. Like, I mean, it's like,
That's what
come
happened.
on,
That's
man.
what I'm really known for Hollywood, what they've been doing lately too, Joe. First off, I'm glad these bitches is bombing, because what y'all are not gonna do is fucking fill Hollywood up with a whole bunch of diversity hires who do not have the ability, like just hiring different people for different sake and not getting good fucking right. These niggas did this shit with that, with fucking what are they? What was it? You just said it. Fucking
All the Disney shows,
Indiana
Loki,
Indiana Jones, they did it.
right?
007, they did it.
That's a
Star
fact.
Wars with Harrison Ford and
Fact.
Mark Hamill and rest in peace today. I think her name was Carrie, um,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Princess Leia. They, I'm sick of them trying to go back to the past to rehash some shit, but trying to change shit to make it inclusive. Nigga, just stop. Let these bitches bomb.
yeah.
Like, we don't care. Tell us some new stories, some different shit, some dope shit. Push people with good pens to the forefront. Like, god damn, nigga. They did
You know,
this shit with on TV. They doing it with fucking Nick Fury with Samuel L. Jackson. They making
I
them everybody just
heard,
cooking them like you're old. Like,
I, I heard they recently did it with The Witcher, man. Like,
yep.
fuck up the. They taking on people that don't want to follow the source material, and they're
Mhm.
doing their own thing, writing their own shit, and like including like agendas within the
No,
story.
that Witcher shit, man. I cut that shit off season 3. That
Oh
I spoke
damn!
about I spoke about that before. Like the first season was fire.
Fire! I can't
And
even get in season 2. I'm trying.
well, I watched all of season 2 and I didn't like it at first, but I didn't realize they were actually still following source material. So I
Mm,
watched it again and I appreciated it a little bit more. Still wasn't as good as the first season, but this third season, you can tell that Henry Cavill. You can tell that he was done. He was something
yeah.
wasn't right with the writers and or whoever was like he was done. So
Mm,
after like the third episode, I cut that shit off, man. So
damn.
Oh,
they
damn,
fucked
that
it
made
up.
me not
They
even
they
want to
fucked it up.
see.
They did
Damn.
that, and I can keep boom. What did Tay Rock say? I can keep it going. You got fucking the Ring, the Power, the Lord of the Rings joint.
Oh, they fucked that up.
Tried to force the fuck out of that.
Yeah, they
That
forced the fuck. That shit was kind of good, and then I don't know where that shit went.
And a lot of people, this is the common consensus with a lot of like TV movie aficionados. Niggas sabotage the fuck out the end of Game of Thrones. Like just off of some writing shit, just fucking it up, breaking character continuity and everything. Nah, let these niggas burn,
Heard-
bro.
Yeah, I
Let
definitely heard.
these niggas burn.
Yeah, I stopped watching that because everybody kept spoiling it for me. I'm like, man, I don't even want to see this shit no more. I'm trying to make it past season 3 where it's slowed the fuck up.
See, now one thing that concerns me about this Exorcist sequel I was bringing up is that David Allen Green is directing this sequel, and he has a comic background, and he did the recent Halloween trilogy, which I
Oh,
thought the I, I
ah,
thought I thought the first one that came out in 2018 was fire,
it was fire.
but after that it gradually got ass in the second and third. So he only went 1 for 3, and this Exorcist is supposed to be a trilogy as well, which concerns me greatly.
You know, this
See,
reminds me of Boo with Taika Waititi signed up to do Thor, and he's a comedian too. Like he the one that directed Love and Thunder.
And that shit
Um,
was
mm,
ass.
and mind you, it's because of the hype of how well Ragnarok did because he also directed that. And I guess that was considered to be well received. So he was like, "Fuck it, I'm finna do another one." Like, and the studio let him do it. And he's like, "Okay, cool."
but the
So,
good thing about the rest of these niggas fucking up and not really being creative or innovative
Yeah,
is you give other directors an opportunity to shine in the midst of the bullshit.
that's a
So
fact.
you give a Christopher Nolan an opportunity to shine with Oppenheimer, even though I'm not gonna watch that shit because
Me either.
I don't have any interest in in a bomb being made, but it is being critically received as one of the best films in a long time. So you get that. You get a Martin Scorsese who's getting ready to come with the Leo joint. You know what I'm saying? So there are the niggas that really do this shit. You're. This is a time to see the niggas that really do this shit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like they're. You know what I'm saying? So for that is kind of like a give or take or whatever. So yeah, it's a lot of bullshit, but the niggas that you can count on, like you're still actually able to count on them niggas to drop something creative, different. Whether it's being shot different, you can count on the script. You know what I'm saying? The writing, just based off of their track record. So you
Yeah, I
know,
agree. I mean,
but
yeah, it's,
I'm kind of like Cal though. Shit for the rest of these niggas, shit, niggas is showing themselves to not really be like that. So
that's a fact. Yeah, yeah, I
That's
agree.
like I. So on a positive side, like I think as far as the movies, like what you said earlier, I just saw they clone Tyrone. That was cool. Um,
yeah, it was cool.
before Yeah, that was cool. Before that, Extraction 2 is fucking fire. If y'all have not seen
Fire,
Extraction 2, go watch that.
I
That
gotta
shit,
watch that, man.
like,
fire.
that's one of those ones, bro. That's one of them
And,
action movies.
and that's another nigga behind that film. He did he did the first one, so he's two for
Right.
two right now. And I think I had mentioned this before. He started as a stunt double in Infinity War. Um, had never directed anything. Extraction was his first film that he ever directed. And what he's bringing to the table is again, it's unique. Is innovative. He's one of those directors as well that's getting an opportunity to shine in the midst of the bullshit. So
hmm
Mm.
He's
It's
doing
an
good.
action
Guardians
movie on
of the
Netflix.
Galaxy was good
It's a,
too.
it's an action
Oh
movie
yeah,
on Netflix with
the movie
John
I was
Cena
talking
and
about,
Jackie Chan is fire. Kind of pretty good.
John Cena and Jackie Chan.
And
Hold on, what?
yeah, it's ass. Actually, it's yeah, I'm dead ass. It's actually pretty nice. It's like they two different. They don't start off knowing each other in the movie, but they meet. Like Jackie Chan be fighting. I forgot the name of that shit, but it's pretty solid. I ain't really finished it. I need to go back though. Fell asleep watching it. But it's pretty cool.
I thought I was the only nigga that seen that shit. That shit was crazy.
What's it called? You know what it's called?
No, I can't really remember. Uh, I don't not remember. It's like strike something. I forgot what it. Lost striker, some shit like that.
Oh, the movie I was talking about earlier, man, about the child trafficking shit. It's called Sound of Freedom with Jim Caviezel. Um, that
mm.
movie did really well. It was like on a $14 million budget. That shit took 156. Like that shit
Oh
was on some
shit!
sneaky shit.
It's called
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Evoke.
them niggas capitalized.
That's
The,
what they were
yeah,
talking about on Twitter. I thought it was a documentary. How people were talking about it on Twitter. I didn't know it was an actual
yeah.
movie.
And
Okay.
it's not even like an independent film either. Like it's like
the
so
nigga,
it's actually
that
pretty
Ninja
good.
Turtle. The niggas
14,
peep the Ninja
14
Turtle shit.
yes.
Nah,
Yeah, I think
that comes
that,
out what next? I think.
it ain't
Uh
came out yet though.
oh well, that man, y'all better get on them streaming sites. I was watching that shit while y'all niggas was mic'd up earlier. That shit crazy.
Yeah,
What
I
the
was
Ninja
about to
Turtles?
What
watch
the
it. I thought it was gonna be
Ninja
fucked up. I
Turtles?
was
Wait a
about to
minute.
watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I'm not
came
gonna
out
lie.
August
Yeah,
2nd.
that shit
Yeah,
definitely out.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, that
about to
shit
watch it.
crazy.
I didn't do it though. I thought it was gonna be a little
Oh
fuzzy.
shit!
That
Yeah.
shit, it's funny too. It's a little, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's something,
How did it
it's
play though,
cool.
Greg? I know what site you probably was on.
It's the typical
Okay, bootleg
bootleg.
way.
Ain't
Okay.
nobody walked through that though. I ain't gonna
Okay,
bootleg.
yeah, yeah. All right.
lie.
Bootleg.
Ain't nobody walked through. Everybody was
Yeah.
in their
By the
seats
way,
I
yeah,
watch
respectful.
all my shit on streaming sites. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't know last time
Everybody
I've been
was.
to the movie theater,
uh,
bro.
for this pod, man, we black, so yes, we do bootleg films, man. I know I
Oh
review
yeah.
movies, but we
Shit.
bootleg shit,
I
man. We
bootleg
don't
I'm
like
everything.
that.
I'm this Lucci. I bootleg everything. I'm gonna tell you right
Yeah,
now. I don't
man.
give a fuck about it. I bootleg everything.
We with the piracy over here, man. You don't like it?
My name
Download
Cujo and
it.
I'm it.
Yeah, we steal shit. But
Oh,
Shit.
yeah, man. I mean, look, we black, man.
Hmm.
It happens.
I got one because I spoke very very highly
We did
of
AMC 2 minutes.
this movie a while ago, The Brawl in Cell Block 99 with Vince Vaughn. I spoke very highly of that, and I was
Man,
like,
Vince
this nigga
Vaughn,
Vince
man.
Vaughn. Yeah, I was like,
Man,
this
he
nigga
been.
Vince Vaughn in a serious bag is fired. Like,
Okay.
okay,
You know,
boom,
Yeah,
you know what's
I'm on
crazy?
it.
yeah, that
Like,
shit wasn't too
Hold on,
bad.
Cujo. Hold on. Let me
yeah,
finish the
yeah.
part. You
Because I want
start
to
with
say
the
something about
praise.
Vince, man.
I fuck with that movie hard. If you haven't seen it, that shit is cold blooded and hard body as fuck. Boom. I see him on Amazon Prime though. He got this movie called, what was this shit called that I just watched? Arkansas. Arkansas, and it has the Hemsworth. I think that's the nigga who's playing the Witcher now, the younger brother of old boy. Um, it's Vince Vaughn and him in the movie, and I'm like, oh, this shit's about to be dope. It's about like drug dealing shit like that, and they're trying to find out who the plug is. This movie is fucking terrible. This movie is one of the worst movies I have seen in the past 3 years, my nigga. If you want some cringe and you want to be disappointed, go watch Arkansas on Amazon Prime. This shit is ass. It's really smash. So yeah, just have to say that. I got it.
Man, that's crazy to recommend that, man. That's kind of wild, man. I was about to celebrate the brother, and he just alley oop with that, man. But it's kind of disrespectful, man. But I mean, Vince Vaughn was one of them niggas, man. Like he had a really nice run in the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Dodgeball, Old School, Starsky and Hutch, and Anchorman. Like, bro, really was on that shit, man. Wedding Crashers, like
Uh,
one of the kings of the 2000s in terms of comedy. You
the
know what I'm saying?
comedy.
Then he got married. You know what I'm saying? Kind of stayed under the radar for a couple years. Came back, was doing Netflix type films. I know he came back for Anchorman too, which also didn't do bad. He did like a cameo. Um, but that
You talking
joint,
about Vince Vaughn?
yeah,
Yeah,
Vince
man.
Vaughn. Yep.
Mm,
I,
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I actually fucked with that freaky joint. Pause.
Oh
That
Thank you.
shit's
shit. Oh
great.
yeah.
Yeah, pause,
Uh,
Hold
man.
on,
Hey,
hold
yeah.
on. You
Oh
put my
shit.
name on that.
Hey,
I
oh
don't even want to
shit.
know what you're talking about
Yeah,
no
oh
more.
I had
shit.
to, man. That's the title of the movie. That's the title of the movie, man.
This
It's
man's talking about oh shit.
it's basically, it was a play on that film with Jamie Lee Curtis and shit, and Lindsay Lohan, where they switch bodies and
Mm.
shit. It's basically
Oh,
that.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Freaky
Vince
Friday.
Vaughn, yeah, he switched bodies with a serial killer and shit in the film, and he switched bodies like a teenage girl, and all that type of shit. It was actually a fire twist on Freaky Friday and shit.
Oh, you talking about
Uh,
like what's that shit called? Happy Death Day?
it's something in that realm. It's basically something along the lines of in that.
Yeah, I
Yes,
fucks with that movie too. Hey,
yeah,
make
that
sure
shit
y'all
was fire too.
blur my voice and shit.
No, Happy
Boy,
Death Day was fine. I fuck
it
with Happy.
was fire. Yeah, that was a very different film. Yeah, yeah. So, uh, yeah. I mean, as far as horror movies this year, from what I've seen, the Evil Dead joint did pretty good, and Scream did well too.
and
Um,
and Cujo, let me stop you right
yeah,
there. That's another reason. So, as much flack as horror gets, the most
yeah,
recent horror joints have actually done very well. So,
that's correct. Yeah.
we have the Evil Dead joint. Obviously, we know the IP Evil Dead is pretty much gonna hit
Hmm.
just off the strength of the name, but the movie can still be ass. But to me, the movie was actually pretty good. It's not the best
How did that?
Evil Dead, huh? Somebody says
Insidious? How, how did that do? I didn't see it yet.
I haven't. I gotta
it
check.
either. It dropped already though.
I believe
Oh,
so. Yeah.
oh, I thought it was already out. It ain't come out yet.
I believe it did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like 15 sequels of that shit. Yeah, it came out July 7th. Yeah, it came out. Yeah.
What was the
How did that
last big? What was the last big like original horror movie that wasn't part of a major franchise?
Parasite. Parasite.
Shoot.
Parasite.
Parasite won the award and everything. Yeah,
You got
Parasite.
Okay.
Hereditary. You
I would
you
say
got Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Okay.
What was that A24 joint? There's another one joint called X that did pretty
Mm.
well. Um, damn, what it was Barbarian did well. That joint came out last year.
I
That's
think
also
uh, Midsommar. It's
Midsommar. Yep.
not
Okay,
horror,
I heard that. Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
it did pretty well, especially with the budget that it had.
Okay,
I actually fuck with that movie. So, a lot of people don't fuck with it, but
okay.
yeah, it's been some recently
There's
here
been
and
in a few. Yep.
Dope.
Even that Megan
Midsommar
joint did well
creepy as
too.
fuck.
Ty,
Yeah,
that Megan joint
Megan.
did well.
Yeah, we watched Megan on Peacock. I didn't have any real expectations for it because I mean, it literally looked like a female Chucky, and that's
That
literally
shit
what it
was
was
fire.
when I watched it. It
No,
was
hold
not
on, hold on.
fire. It was
Yeah,
not fire,
she
but
That shit is
no, that
fire.
shit fire. That shit
That shit is
fire. That
fire.
shit fire.
it
Did you
was
watch
not
it
I'm,
with a
I'm that
fire.
shit fire.
What was fire?
I'm gonna
What
tell you
was fire
something.
about that? What was
Wait,
fire
wait.
about that?
I liked it because it was more
I like
straight up.
it,
Chucky
bro.
just walking around, just killing. To be honest with you, that doll is better than Chucky. That bitch walked out
Oh,
and shut the
ah,
arm
Oh
off. Walked,
man.
that's
Wait,
what
yeah,
Okay.
we're
I
doing.
don't
like
know
oh
about all
That's
that.
what
man,
we're doing.
yeah,
All
like
right,
I don't know
man.
about
I'm
all
not talking
that.
about movie.
hey,
I'm not talking
we
about
here,
movie
we
wise.
here,
I'm not.
we
Hold
here
on.
now. That was
Yeah,
Let
good.
me do my
we here.
thing. Let me do my thing, man. Move on my way.
Go ahead.
I'm talking about
Go ahead, cook.
yeah. I'm talking about just ingenuous eyes. Like if you put them in a one on one,
Hmm.
she's bodying something because she's smarter. Like that thing is literally smarter. I'm talking about that. I'm not. I don't. Y'all got y'all opinions about the movie shit, but like that thing is literally smarter, bro. Like, I'm like, damn, this bitch turns the thing off, driving cars, like stuff. Like he just was that. I like that movie better than stuff. Like stuff got older.
I'm,
Like after that
I'm,
second one, like he just all right.
I
And
mean, I
then
see
I'm not
that.
mad. I'm not mad at your breakdown. I mean, I think it's two different conversations, right? If we talking like who would body who, Megan or Chucky, that's a whole different
That's
conversation,
a funny ass
right?
discussion.
and
It
low
really
key,
But
is.
you could come
I definitely
say
got
to something,
Chucky
nigga.
like 30 clear if that
Uh,
was to ever go to.
I will
Uh,
say though, right? This
but
movie, yeah,
Hold on, Cujo. I do want to say this. Like, let's be real. Like everything Megan did is it's all a rip off of Chucky, man. Like this is just an advanced version of Chucky. You know what I'm
yeah. I
saying?
mean, it came out.
She did nothing in that movie that was like super crazy as far as like, killing or whatever. Like,
She
yes, she was
wasn't
a little bit
protecting the dude though. Like she was built to protect the little girl. Like you wasn't
uh
sympathetic for Chucky. You watch Maid, you get the feeling bad that you know they gonna kill her. That's
okay, so
not
you
that's not
felt
in the movie.
sympathetic towards you was what so you telling me you
I
was getting high in
definitely
your
was
living room and
sympathetic.
you felt sorry
Bro,
for this doll?
I was watching it with it, bro. I with me and
I
my
definitely
friend.
had
We
no
was watching it,
sympathy for
bro.
that bitch.
It was bro because nigga
That
she
is a funny
basically
ass
holding
combo.
down baby girl, and of course she gotta get out of order and get to threatening the family. But that's how you gotta get rid of her. But
I
you
like
feel
I like yeah.
that shit was
I
better,
like
bro.
the
That
movie
shit was
because
better, bro.
I like the movie. I like the movie because the lesson
I don't like saying something that came out. So
Recently.
so when you
Yeah.
say something is better, it's easy to say that now, even though I disagree with
Right.
you. But
After you've
let's say
seen
you
everything, right?
yeah, like it's hard to say something that's better that isn't innovative. Like Chucky,
Yeah.
we never seen that before. Like
Right.
like this Meg shit, we seen it. You know what I'm saying? Now that's not to take away if the movie can be good or not, but to say it's like it's better, like I have a hard time computing that because like Thanos said, she's not doing anything
Innovative.
that we haven't seen
and I tell
before.
you let me tell you why I like the movie better. That movie was teaching a parent the reason why you can't just make something and expect it to do this. Stuff is just horror. You see what I'm saying? It was kind of a message that I was looking into. I was looking into that movie a little different. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I was looking at it. I like the simplicity of it. I'm just looking at it different. I
But can
told you I'm not really a
but I
horror
believe
person.
you can
That
make a
shit get older. Man.
but see, this is what I say by innovative. You can do a Chucky movie in 2023 in the same format that you did Meg.
Yeah, I mean, they came out
Yeah,
with one like a
but
I
couple years
mean,
ago.
but boom, you
That
know
did
how
that
many
did good.
Chuckies?
Well,
But
actually,
real talk, boom. Did you know how many Chuckies that done came out that niggas don't know about? It's like 12 of them motherfuckers, bro.
it's not 12. Man.
I
There's
seen
not
a lot
12,
of
Greg.
Chuckies.
Yeah,
I'm
12 was very exaggerated.
it's a
12 was
lot of
very
Chuckies
exaggerative.
that niggas have not seen, bro. He got the family of Chucky shit. He got it, bro. I seen so many Chuckies. It's crazy, bro.
Bro, hold
Greg,
on,
I'm not
hold
count.
on.
Hold up. Let me punch real quick. But the thing is though, Greg, all Chucky's movies did numbers though. All of
No,
them.
no, 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 they haven't.
All of them
I'm
did.
talking about no, not all of them, bro. It's a long list of Chucky's movies that went
But
straight to DVD.
there's only 7 Chucky films.
I keep
There's
telling
7, right?
Okay,
Uh,
how many have you
that
seen?
brother the goat, man.
I stopped
And
watching them
Chucky,
after Seed of Chucky. That's when I stopped watching them.
That brother the
So
goat.
Okay, so
I didn't see Curse of Chucky, and I didn't see Cult of Chucky. That's the one that came out
But
hey,
I'm looking
in
at
No,
hold on,
and
hold
I've
on,
2017.
hold
seen
on,
them
because
too.
we hold on, we got to be correct when we talking.
Yeah, go ahead,
I'm looking at all seven Chucky movies. None of these were straight to DVD. None of them.
Nick. Them
No.
I
last
don't know
two,
what you mean
them,
by
them
that.
last two did not
No.
come
Greg,
out, bro.
Yeah,
Greg,
they
listen,
did come out in theaters,
Greg.
man.
Yes, they did.
Them
Say,
None of his movies are straight to DVD. He's
hey,
too powerful.
what kind of
He's
nigga
too
you
powerful for that.
go ahead? What kind of nigga you think Chucky is, man? Hold up,
that's
man. We
crazy.
ain't no fucking straight to DVD type
Okay,
niggas, bro. That's the
that's
goat, man. Like, come on, bro. We're not doing that.
I'm
that's
not.
Y'all, come on,
blasphemy.
man.
Lucci,
Y'all let this
Lucci,
brother do this,
Lucci.
man. And we the only nigga out here with a fucking TV series that's
I
fucking. Come
think
on,
you're
bro.
going
Like,
over their
don't do
head.
All
that,
right,
bro.
I'm just.
Don't do
I was gonna
that.
say something real quick.
Yeah, go
Uh,
ahead.
Lucci,
Huh?
Lucci takes 2 sips of wine and he takes it to the extreme. Everything goes to the
Crazy,
extreme,
I
right?
know my
bro. It's
nigga.
crazy.
Hold on, hold on, hold
He
on.
a Chucky nigga. My nigga Lucci a
You
Chucky
know what's crazy?
nigga.
But I did.
Nah, son, I
None of these
Go ahead,
heard
films,
Cujo.
Chucky.
bro.
The nigga tell us straight to DVD. We don't
Go
do
ahead,
that, man. That look like the type of
Yeah,
nigga we is.
hold on,
We
hold
Cujo.
on.
not
Though
them type of
I'm gonna say
niggas, man.
something though. I do want to say
Go
Yeah,
something. Go ahead. Go
yo,
ahead, Cujo.
yeah,
ahead.
because I wanted to
I
say
got
like
something to say.
the most commercially successful film that I see on here is I believe Bride of Chucky. No. Is it Bride of Chucky? Yeah, yeah. None of these movies grossed 100 mil,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, yet he's still well received as one of the like. That's kind of crazy. I didn't even know that. Bride of Chucky did like 50. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah, that shit was popular than a motherfucker.
But
50
you
You
see,
got
back,
you got to
but
consider
50,
the era
yeah,
too.
50
Late
back
'90s,
then,
and early 2000s.
yeah.
yeah, I'm
50
talking
back
about the
then is probably
budget
about
for
like
the film.
200, 300 right
but
now. Like,
but but,
you know?
but Cujo, and you know this, and I know you weren't
Yeah, the
saying this.
budget. Yeah,
A
I was
hundred,
about to follow that up.
not the measuring point for a horror film.
Yes,
Uh,
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
horror is just completely different as in how you judge it. In terms of sales, in terms if a horror film, if any horror film can make 60 to 70 million dollars, and mind you, it's rated R.
right.
I'm talking about real horror. I ain't talking about this PG-13 shit. It's rated R and it can make
Yeah,
60 to 70 million. It was highly successful.
Mm.
Yeah, I just want to add too. I mean, this is some basic information. Like, first off, let me say this without bias. Chucky's not even close to being like my favorite horror character, right?
Facts.
But if we going on facts, just on paper, Greg, like Chucky
his
did number.
last two joints went straight to DVD, bro. I've seen them, and I just put the evidence up there. I've seen
Hold on.
every Chucky,
That
bro.
boy Greg definitely
Them
just
niggas
came
was
with the
straight to
screenshots on y'all
DVD, bro.
boys.
I'm not just talking out my ass, bro.
That
The
bitch
Okay,
say
last
that's
two
one.
direct
Okay,
joints
to
went
hold on.
straight
video
to
That's
gang.
DVD.
Now
hold
that
on.
boy,
That's
No,
that
no.
boy Greg on his shit. Let me
Straight
fall
to
hold
back.
on.
DVD.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen
Hold
them,
on.
bro.
Hold on. Hold on.
I've
Hold on.
seen those
Greg.
movies.
Greg, hold up, brother. First, you said it was like the last two or three that went straight to DVD. You
It
posted one
was.
movie that went straight to DVD.
No, it
Boom
was
listed, I think six that
the
were
curse of
in theaters.
Chucky.
But hold on. But let's talk though. Going straight to DVD doesn't necessarily mean that the character has become weak or anything. You got to
I
remember we in
didn't
a
say that.
different era as
I
well.
was just
But
talking about straight to DVD shit. That's
yeah,
all I was saying.
I was gonna say, man, Chucky got mad merch that he sold, and t-shirts out of Hot Topic, and dolls, figures, you know what I'm saying, that you can
yeah, but
buy.
it's unfair to
We got we
compare
got
his
a we
legacy
got
to
a we got a spin-off series on USA. They
Yeah.
rebranded and came out with something in theaters. Like
Every year,
that,
man.
like he
Hey,
is
hey,
he
what
is
Every
he
channel
is
they had
considered.
to put it on? They had to put
I was,
this shit on sci-fi. Don't nobody watch sci-fi shit.
I mean
Who
the channel.
watches
yeah.
Hold
it?
up, Greg.
Oh,
All right, Greg.
Oh,
I see
you
what you're doing,
realize,
man.
bro? Hold on, go
The
ahead, bro.
channel wouldn't exist if nobody watched sci-fi stuff, bro. It
Do
wouldn't be in
y'all
existence.
nigga? Have y'all seen the Chucky? Do y'all watch the Chucky series on
no,
Just
but
sci-fi?
because I don't, but just
USA.
because I don't watch it doesn't mean that
It's
nobody else
saved on
watches
my
it.
I know,
Because
but
DVR, man. It's
that's
saved
just
on my
one
I'm just
DVR.
consideration.
saying that
Yeah,
matters. That
it's
matters where you put it.
yeah,
Where
it's
you put
saved.
your merchandise matters.
But let me say this.
Yeah, it's saved on my DVR.
Let me
The
I'll
let me
Yeah,
material,
it's
you
same.
if you
Yeah,
if
the
you putting
Chucky.
out good material,
Yeah,
you want
bro, we get renewed every year, bro. Like somebody's watching this shit. You're not gonna renew a series, bro, if you know if nobody's watching it.
somebody's
Like,
watching
come on.
everything. We already know
Nah,
that.
man,
We
we
didn't
on
have
USA, man. Come on, man. Right after
I
Raw
did
go off, bro. Like, we not doing this. Yeah, ain't
post
my
it
fucking
though, man.
cuphead, man.
the boy went straight to DVD, man.
No, Greg. I had to
That's all I
apologize.
was saying.
I definitely thought all of them
Yeah,
was in theaters.
I give you
No,
that. I give
no,
you
and
that.
I
You, no,
oh, the boy.
you was right on that. But
I give
in
you that.
regard in
I ain't gonna
regards to
disrespect them like that. I ain't gonna disrespect Chucky like that. The nigga might come for me. I'm gonna keep it respectful. I'm gonna keep it respectful.
Nah,
He
No,
for
gonna
me,
there's
kill my
there's
cat
people
and me.
watching. Cujo posted. There's people watching for sure.
yeah,
For
for
sure.
me, so man. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
that
And they doing
sci-fi,
their
You,
little
you got
numbers.
doing some
That's more
numbers.
people
Yeah.
than
that
watch
sci-fi.
ours in
That
a
was
weekly.
on CBS. I mean, that's not great or on sci-fi.
You heard me? You heard me, Ty? You heard me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That nigga Lucci in there going crazy off that barefoot wine. That nigga didn't even hear it. That's cool though.
Yeah. Before this shit get out of hand and we go down this rabbit
Nah, bro. I'm just getting right, bro. Don't do that. I'm
hole.
just getting
My
right.
man, my
I'm
man,
just getting
my
right, bro.
my boy Michael Myers was never on DVD. That's all I want to say.
Oh man,
See?
yeah,
See what I'm
man.
saying? Yeah,
Gotta
I'm
bring
not
hey,
him
going down
back.
the
That
rabbit
nigga a
hole.
mute, man.
we
That
know
brother ain't
who
got
the
no
goat we know who
charisma,
the goat
man.
we know who the
Hey
goat
Lucci,
horror
Who's the
Not
horror
goat?
nigga.
Who's the
bro, man.
goat? Oh,
Mike.
Michael Myers
oh,
also
Yeah.
has like two or three
man.
movies
We're
where
gonna do this
he's
again,
not even
bro.
in this shit.
We're not going down this
No,
road,
I don't want
man.
to
He
go
got
down that
like
road.
two or
Go
three
ahead,
movies
Kuja.
that don't have
Yeah,
nothing
Yeah,
to
I'm
do
trying to
with
end this
nothing, bro.
piece, man.
yeah, cause I don't these brothers, man.
Hey, Greg, you're absolutely right, and that's what make him even more powerful. He got about 2, 3 films where the nigga ain't even in it.
That's all I was saying. Where they exploding pumpkin heads and shit and other shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
The
that's it.
last
They
one,
just
like,
they just hey, you hear me, Thanos? They just use the name for clout. For clout.
that's wow.
Hilarious.
Hey, Scream.
that season one.
Scream.
Man.
Out
Shout
of
out
that movie,
Mike.
Scream,
Man.
my bad. I was never in my
all the movies with
What's
his
up,
niece,
Scream, my bad.
never
Hey,
none of
all
those.
them niggas in the history named Mike, man. Them niggas powerful, man.
Respect.
Yeah, but
Respect.
like I said, because we do got to wrap this up.
Okay.
As far as the future of Hollywood and how they write, I'm glad for the strike. You know, you niggas are ass. And
Hmm.
wise because a lot of these people, man, they don't care about the source material shit that they're writing for. They don't actually care about the direction. Not catering to any sort of audience. It's more so just kind of putting an agenda forward, man. Whether it's feminism, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's Sandry or whatever, man. I just noticed a lot of the same qualities now. Just a bunch of man hating younger character, bumbling man idiot nonsense that they just keep trying to get over, man. And that shit is not working, bro. It's not working, and like they're just berating the shit out of male audiences only to complain that they're not showing up to the movie theaters to see this shit, which doesn't make any fucking sense, bro. We seen how that how Brie Larson tried to pull that crap, with Captain Marvel, and she got sunned badly. Like now she don't even know if she want to continue doing a sequel for the joint. The next one she did, she got
She's
they
ass anyway.
yeah, she is ass, but like they tried to salvage the film by putting two other female characters as a side lead essentially because of how well disliked she is. Like it was that bad. You know what I'm saying?
How
you know she
well
got an
disliked she is.
Oscar.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
You know Brie Larson got a fucking Oscar.
she
Like
Oh
do
my god.
unfortunately. Yeah, she
that
does
is that
For
unfortunately.
like
what?
that shit when I don't know. Boom! I swear for God, a nigga sent this. Well, when I was watching like
Yeah,
a,
what does she
a
have an Oscar
film
for?
breakdown,
Her.
it
Hold up.
was hold on. It was some type of like drama. It was a drama
I
joint.
don't even want to
Yeah,
search.
man. She is awful, man. Like
He's
when
terrible, bro.
when she tried to basically advocate for the film by saying, straight white men, this film is not for you. I'm like, what? About
Now stop talking about this bitch, man. I,
come on, bruh. Like she to me, she's in the same realm as Jennifer Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? Who's another one that's
oh
terrible.
shit, she won best actress.
But,
You see?
For
You
what?
see, boo?
I mean, that's terrible, man. But like I said,
Ain't Jennifer Lawrence the Hunger Game girl?
Yeah.
yeah, Jennifer
You
Lawrence
don't
is
think she ass?
yeah, she's ass. She's a terrible actress.
How?
She's ass. Trust me.
No, explain. Like, cause I
Oh, I
don't.
mean,
I'm trying to.
uh,
I don't
she's not.
understand.
She's
I
not the
feel
most.
like she.
She's not the most expressive acting wise. She's not the
Who,
most.
Brie Larson?
No, we're talking about
No,
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Jennifer Lawrence. I don't think
Oh,
she ass. I can't say she ass.
Yeah, she gets clowned a lot though for that though. She's ass. Like overall, she's not good. Um, I know one of the
She did
recent
good in
Hunger
X.
Games. She tried to basically what was the pitch? Her pitch was that she was the first lead. She was the first female lead in an action film, and I was like, that's a big ass
Oh no,
lie.
that's a lot. Taylor
Like,
Games is fire though.
I mean, when you look at Jennifer Lawrence's resume, it's not really powerful.
right?
I mean, she has the Hunger Games series.
Yeah.
Obviously, she was in X-Men and shit
Yep.
like that. But I mean, outside of that, she was in American Hustle. Um, but that's it. Like, yeah, she's not.
Nigga, what
I
about that no hard feelings? You bugging.
So he must be. It must be that you think it's the Hunger Games and the X Men plus how good she looked and how she and who she is as a person
She was
that
That's
pushed
on
she
her
was
everybody
over.
shit
name.
in
Nigga say
X
talking
Men.
about how good
She
she
was
look. That bitch weak
terrible
as
in X
hell.
Men.
She's
Yeah,
not.
like she was
I think she's
terrible.
living. I think
I
Hunger
think
Games
she.
did Hunger Games did a lot for her.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was terrible in X Men. So if y'all can say she overrated, yeah, I don't know about her ass. Her resume, man,
She's
She's cool, man. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, man, I don't know for what the future of Hollywood is overall. Like they got to stop with this agenda pushing shit. They got to not following source material
oh,
shit.
that shit. Yeah, that shit ain't stop. See, the agenda shit is not gonna stop.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
I don't have a problem with the strike. I actually think the strike is a good thing. Um, because I think that Hollywood is recognizing that there's a lot of bullshit. The people are recognizing that they're dropping a lot of bullshit.
That's a fact.
So, and I think the writers, um, are realizing that as well, that we're not getting the return that is being expected by the production companies from a lot of these quote unquote supposed to be blockbuster films. So
That's
sometimes, yeah, niggas need to go back to the drawing board to figure shit out, and I think that's hopefully what they're doing in the process of not doing shit in terms of anything being in production and everything being put on hold or being pushed to the side. Hopefully, the result of the strike is that they get the people in these studios, like you
mm,
said, Cujo, that actually care whatever they have projected upcoming on their calendar that they have planned to drop or to start shooting. Hopefully, they can get the people in there that actually give a fuck about what the what I'm saying, what it is that they're trying to do. Because now it just seems like you got people who are qualified based off of title to
mhm.
write a movie, but they're not good. But they're actually not good though. At what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
you actually get the people that are more than qualified. They're not just writers by title. Like no, these people look at their track record, look what they've done, and I think what a lot of major studios need to do is take. What I would do is I would kind of use, and maybe it may already be being done, but kind of how like baseball has farm systems, how the NBA has, what I'm saying, the G League, different leagues and shit like that. I
mhm.
think they should take from these Bloom houses, from these A24s, take from, and not saying that everything they drop is fire, but they have a great shooting percentage of
Right.
what they drop being at the very least good. What I'm saying? If you look at Bloomhouse's filmography and you go through it, you're gonna look and see about 70% of what they drop is going to be quality. It's quality.
Yeah.
So pull from them niggas that seem to show that they care about what they're actually putting out. Pull from them niggas. Bring them niggas into Paramount. Bring them niggas into Universal. Bring them niggas, and I'm talking about in terms of bigger roles. Because this kind of works like labels. You might have Universal, for instance, this Exorcist joint. Universal is over it, but it's a Bloomhouse production. Like it's a Bloomhouse film. Instead of doing that, no, bring these Bloomhouse niggas fully on board with Universal. Bring these niggas fully on board with, you know what I'm saying? To
Right.
so
No, I agree.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the films that were on some, sneaky fire shit this year. Extraction, the Covenant, Sound of Freedom. Across the Spider Verse did really well. Sisu was dope. Um, the Drinker came out. No, no, no. Actually, no, no. It's a drink called The Menu that came out like towards the end of last year. That was pretty dope. It was a horror film as well. I actually recommend that to niggas. That shit was fire. Um,
Cool.
yeah, yeah, it was a dope concept, very original idea for a horror film. Shout out to Tom Cruise yet again. You know what I'm saying? Coming back, getting a quick little 400 some mil. You know what I'm saying, for Mission Impossible. Um, these are like the highlights and the standouts so far. But when you got niggas like The Rock doing shit like Black Adam and making a nigga a hero when he's a fucking villain,
A
like,
whole
Oh, so that's why niggas don't like Black Adam? I never watched it.
nah, it was just asshole. But yeah, son just promoted this shit like he was on some like, I'm gonna just redirect this shit and do I'm just gonna turn this whole shit around. Fuck it, I'm do like fuck. I'm gonna just turn all the shit around. It's my production anyway. I'm gonna just direct this shit how I want. And yeah, he didn't follow no source material at all, like literally at all. So
The Rock is
you know,
killing action films, bro. Let's just be honest, bro. Niggas don't want to see it, bro. Let's just
Yeah,
put
like
it out there,
dude,
bro.
I was
Like, bro,
mad
ever
about
since
that.
that brother
all
got
of
into,
them,
like, that brother is killing, like,
all
come
of
on,
them
man.
niggas, Lucci. Don't
Like,
stop,
nah,
don't
bro.
stop at the
You
The
know
rock.
one of
Rock,
the
Don't
bro.
stop at the rock.
Hey,
He the
All
bro.
goat,
them
man. The
niggas,
Rock's the
all
goat.
them
Bro,
niggas on
I
Fast
could.
and
the Rock.
Furious are
Oh,
killing
my God.
action movies. Vin
The
Diesel,
Rock
so
is
Vin
not a
Diesel
good
is
Nah,
actor,
killing
Fast
bro.
X was
action
fine.
movies.
I like Fast
So
X. Did you
See,
watch Fast X?
see,
No, I like Fast. It did have
he not.
a couple of cringy little parts. Like, nah, this shit here, you can't do all this with a
I don't
car. Like, but
I
the
don't
overall movie was
Nah,
good
but
to me, bro. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
fuck with
lie. It
but
Jason
was
he not a
cool.
Statham.
Rock.
It was
Rock's not a
I,
cool.
good actor. Like
I don't fuck with
Rock.
Jason
Black Adam.
Statham.
That's why niggas wanted to see Black Adam fight something. That's what niggas really wanted to see. That's all niggas wanted to see. The niggas that was waiting on it fucked it up.
Yeah,
I
it
told you
Do
the
wasn't
y'all
Rock
yeah, it
got
think
wasn't well.
Vin Diesel is a horrible actor too? At
Man, we're
least.
not
yes,
gonna get into that, man. We're not.
yes.
Oh,
All of the
hold up,
Fast
Cujo.
and
Let's end it
Furious
like this.
niggas, all of the
Nah,
yeah.
Fast
come
and Furious
on,
niggas
man.
are fucking terrible actors.
What
Who from Fast and
about?
Furious is a good actor, my nigga?
Ah.
Tyrese? Who are niggas gonna say? Tyrese, The Rock, Vin Diesel, what's the British nigga? Jason Statham? None of these
I
niggas are good
I
actors.
think Tyrese and Luda deserve their spinoff after this last Fast X, though, bro.
What?
I-
They need to spin off
All right,
a
man.
fucking
And
clip.
with that being said, we're gonna get out of here. It was a great time, man. I actually wasn't expecting everybody to show up, man. Shout out to the dead, man. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, these funeral niggas showed up. You know what I'm saying? The pallbearers and whatnot showed up. Shout out to y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Rest in hell and all that. Afterlife and all that.
Hold
Shout
on,
out
Cujo.
brother Ty.
Hold on, Cujo. Why you acting like you ain't one of the pallbearers, nigga?
What you mean, man? Listen, man, I'm over here with it right now, man. I'm saying,
No,
fuck,
we
I'm
not doing that.
way of everything, brother. Trying
We
to
not.
exit
Brother
peacefully, man.
say
No,
Tyrese
this
can't
nigga.
get a spin
This
out. Y'all
this
nigga crazy.
my
Trying to
nigga.
Cujo
exit.
be flip
Uh,
flopping, man. I
He's
see what's going on, man. I see
hella
what's going on,
crazy.
Lucci.
Let's
this
get
I
nigga
it.
see
my
what's up,
Nah, I
man.
just got bro. Go ahead, bro. Do
Nah,
your
Yeah,
Cujo
man.
over
thing.
here false flagging, man. I see what's
Compromise.
going on, brother.
Nah.
I
Let
see
me
what's
get my
up, man.
fucking
Compromise
cup
up
for
on
real
the
this
air, man.
time.
Hold on, man. We
Nigga,
still on
like
air.
I cursed
We
out
still
God
on
when I
air,
said
man.
that, bro. What kind of shit that
Listen, man.
was?
I know who I'm a part of, man.
uh,
At the end of the day, we know what's up, man.
uh,
But yeah, man, we finna head out of here, man. We get into
okay.
the pod and whatnot. Talk about that fat bitch Lizzo, uh,
Oh,
some other shit.
Ah,
okay.
And
Yeah.
yeah, man,
That sounded out. Okay.
we signing off, brother. Films and things, man.
All right.
Are we
Okay.
taking Biggie
That's
W tonight?
odd, man.
Uh,
All right, Cujo.